Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to be doing some basic log rules and some, basic ideas about logarithms, like reading them. So let's start with reading such an example. To formally read this, you're supposed to say log of y to log of y to base a is equal to x. However, I like to personally read it as log of a to become y is equal to x, because that reminds me that a is growing at for a certain amount of time, which is x time, or multiplied by itself for x number of times, and it gets to y. Okay, that just helps remind me that this is an inverse function and that a is going to become y. Okay, obviously it's up to you to choose how to read it. Now, I'm going to be talking about simple rules about logs that you might find very useful for you to remember. First things is that if you have log a and it became a, then the x would equal to 1, because it's just telling you that a, didn't grow at all and just stayed as a, so it grew for, just 1 minute, or let's say that it's just raised to the power of 1. Rule number 2 is that if you have log a and it became 1, that means the power was 0, because anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. Since a divided by a is equal to 1, and we know that in division we subtract our powers, and a is to power 1, and this is also to power 1, and 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, so again, a to power of 0 is 1. And I want to introduce you guys quickly to the natural logs, which are called ln. So a log to the base e, which by the way, e is known as the natural number, and it's supposed to be an irrational number, just like pi. And it's widely used in logarithms because it's also widely used in exponential functions, and we know that exponential functions have an inverse, which is logarithms. And so we have dedicated a special log, which has a base e, and we've called it ln. Okay, so when I tell you ln of y, right, that means that ln of y was to the base e, but I'm not going to write it for you. Okay, I'm just going to write ln y is equal to x, and that means that the base was e. And if, for example, if I want to apply the laws of rules 1 and 2 to it, that means that I have ln e, because I know the base was e, in that I have ln of 1 is equal to 0. Okay, it also applies. Now, I also want to talk to you about logs to base 10, because logs to base 10 are a very, very commonly used log, and therefore we decided to, identify anything without a specifically defined base as log to base 10. So log of y is equal to x, and despite me not writing the base, you should immediately, basically assume that I'm using 10 as my base. Okay, so if I say, for example, here, log of 10, that's supposed to be equal to 1, because the base is 10, but I didn't write it for you. And if I say log of 1, again, that's 0. And notice that we're supposed to assume that this is 10, just like you're supposed to assume that when there's something like this, that this here over here is the square root, despite me not writing the square, and you're supposed to assume that the power is 1, despite me not writing the power. And so you are supposed to assume here that the base is 10, despite me not writing for you the base. Okay, so these are just some quick basic rules for logarithms. I hope this video was useful. Thank you guys for watching.